Us live from our city center studios. Duncan, thank you for being with us here on News Desk. So several things emerging from this story, but talk to us. When the CEO was talking about KPMG being the firm that will conduct the audit, did he say how it is they arrived at KPMG, how it won the bid?
Well, I also had an opportunity to engage him briefly immediately he left. Of course, he said that the CORD team is marshalling its members. It's calling its members for an emergency parliamentary group meeting that is supposed to be taking place in the course of the day, because according to CORD, they are reading, they are saying that in line with the special sitting that has been requested by the majority leader of the National Assembly, Garissa Township Member of Parliament Eden Duale, they think that the whole essence of the special sitting next week is to by and large mutilate the electoral laws that were put in place by the Joint Parliamentary Select Committee and then endorsed by Parliament. So they are saying that the government might have sensed that maybe they gave away too much, and therefore next Tuesday's special sitting, they are saying that they think it has been called strategically so that MPs can actually water down the electoral law. In terms of the methodology, the CORD CEO Norman Magaya says that the Technical Advisory Committee was supposed to have a consensus. Now he says that one to the best of his knowledge, because the CORD team has its members in the Technical Advisory Committee, that one wasn't achieved. But interestingly, CEO of IEBC Ezra Chiloba says the law did not define the methodology in which the audit was supposed to be carried out. Now that one actually is another war front altogether. That is why CORD says that they'll be moving to court on Monday to try and seek interpretation and, if possible, suspend the whole process. So that one tells you we could be in for a very interesting week ahead. Another thing they are talking about that they're actually trying to maybe contest is the parameter that the parameter in which the audit is supposed to be conducted and the specification. All these are issues that were supposed to have happened 30 days after the law came into effect. Now, Sophia will remember that initially they expected that the law would be effected earlier and then allow the new commissioners of IEBC to be in office by 30th of September. Of course, that one did not pass. But when the law finally was effected and it came into place after being signed into law by the president, it came into effect on 14th October 2016. Now, he says that within 30 days is when the process of actually settling for an audit firm was supposed to have been reached. Thereafter, once that one has been agreed upon, then the audit was supposed to be conducted 30 days from there. So 30 days from 14th of October is when we should have had this particular audit of the voter register carried out, and then after the firm has finished the 30 days, it was supposed to prepare its report within 14 days and hand over to the Technical Advisory Committee, which would then transmit to the National Assembly without tampering with any aspect. Now, that is where the problem is, because in terms of the timelines, already we seem to be far behind the schedule. So I don't know how that one was supposed to be affected. Another timeline that IEBC CEO has communicated is the mass voter registration exercise, which kicks off today, then will end on 17th of January. IEBC is targeting additional 8 million voters. So that is the mass voter registration exercise that is supposed to be actually conducted between now to 17th of January. So those are some of the timelines that we do know that IEBC is trying to actually run with, Sophia.
All right, if you can hear me, let me jump in with one more question before we go, because one of the issues that CORD is also raising is the question on whether KPMG is experienced to conduct this audit, and they are concerned on whether they have conducted any other audit of a voter's register. Have we been able to ascertain that?
Take again, Sophia, I lost you.
Right. I'm asking, one of the things that CORD is raising as well as a concern is whether KPMG, the audit firm, has experience to conduct this audit, asking whether, in fact, they have conducted such an exercise before. Have you been able to ascertain the same?
Not at all, but remember initially CORD, one of the conditions it gave when CORD demanded a fresh voter register, and of course they were told that it's not possible, they settled for then an audit on the existing voter register. But one of the conditions they gave was that if you're not going to have a fresh voter register in place, we audit the existing one, and then an international firm or a firm of international repute that is certified internationally should carry out an exercise. That exercise, of course, they mentioned the likes of the firms that conducted a similar exercise in West Africa. They cited Ghana and Nigeria. So for them, but the CEO has clearly said that they have no problem with KPMG. Their point of concern, or rather their bone of contention as it stands, is the methodology. And then IEBC is saying the law doesn't define the methodology. How do we go about? How do we carry out the exercise? So they don't have a problem with KPMG as such. The problem is the methodology, which they didn't agree, and IEBC is very categorical. It says the law does not define the methodology.
Thank you, Duncan Khaemba, for that update on the voters register audit. Now,